I love you too. And welcome back to the Hoosier State.
Mike Pence showed up at the NRA Leadership Forum, and he wanted to be welcomed. He was actually welcomed then back to the Hoosier State so they can talk about politics and how much they don't give a damn about how much people get shot in this country and promote it a little bit more. That's the setting. But he wasn't met with the best reception. Let's watch more.
I hope you gave Pence a good, warm approval. Because he is a nice man. If you want to really know the truth, he's a good man. And I heard it was very rough. It's a big news story. You've made news today. I don't know what you did, but you made news today with the introduction you gave.
Both Mike Pence and former President Trump showed up at the same event. As you saw, Trump went second, and he noted those boos and jeers that came as Mike Pence stepped out there to pander to the audience, because Trump went out there to also pander to the audience. But he had to point out, because this is Donald Trump's number one thing in life, well, what'd you guys do to that guy? You didn't do it to me, did you? Because, he's not my enemy. That's how he operates, and that's what they're following. That's whose ass they're consistently kissing. So since he has these minions and minions of people out in the audience ready to listen to everything he has to say, he decided to go out and say this stupidity.
Our country has been chock full of guns for centuries, and there was no talk of massacres of school children until around the year 2000. That's when it really started. They started talking about it. This is not a gun problem. This is a mental health problem. For this reason, I will ask Congress to repeal totally ineffective legislation that makes it harder to protect our schools and easier for criminals to face absolutely no opposition. I will also create a new tax credit to reimburse any teacher for the full cost of a concealed carry firearm and training. For about $12 billion, we could fund armed security guards at the entrance to every school in America and also arm every willing teacher. We want to arm some of these teachers. They have to go through rigorous, or as some people say, vigorous. I like vigorous better. I don't like rigorous. They have to go through vigorous training, but they're already there. And they'll do better than anybody you could put in. And they love our children. They really love our children.
This is the source of some of my frustration, Burbank. I might as well let you open this up already. We've got more that he had to say, stuff you could probably figure out. But it is the same old talking points. We heard it from Matt Gaetz. We'll hear it from Jim Jordan. We'll hear it from Sarah Palin. We'll hear it from Marjorie Taylor Greene. We'll hear it from Boebert. We'll hear it from any of them that's possible, and a bunch of pundits as well. More armed guards in schools. Actually, let's arm the teachers. Actually, let's fortify the buildings of every one of these schools in the United States, and then not have a thought of how that's possible. And we don't want to spend a dime on anything with improving our education system, but they want to do this. Again, it's been dispelled over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, but we're still going to have this conversation because why not?
Yeah, absolutely absurd. The NRA convention is just descending into chaos. There was someone who's running for president who's not very well known, Vivek, who said, we've got to allocate money that's currently being allocated to the Department of Education. A portion of that money should go towards paying armed guards at every single school, right? Saying this at the NRA convention. That is not education. That budget is supposed to go towards education. Let's think about how much money. We are giving hundreds of billions of dollars to defense spending every year. We're nearing $1 trillion in defense spending. That is defense if we're putting armed guards at schools. Why does the NRA want to defund education? Why do people think that that's a platform to run on? Moreover, why are we having a judiciary hearing on New York City crime today? Why is Fox News airing that? You have people going on and saying, I had someone come into my store and I run a bodega and they robbed me. And then I was arrested because I ended up stabbing the guy who tried robbing me. Yeah, you stabbed someone. He complained. He said, I was brought to Rikers Island. I was detained. We need to be tougher on crime is the response to that, when he was saying, well, they got the wrong guy. So we need to invest more money into policing, more money into the system that is already not working and clearly detaining people who were within their rights with defending themselves. It's absurd. Those two realities can't be true at the same time. But they believe that the solution to crime is more people having guns. They want an armed public. What is the end result of that going to be? More violence in the streets? It's pretty clear to me. that that's the end game there. And the NRA doesn't care about anything other than selling guns. So they're perfectly fine amplifying those voices.
I guess we have to ignore the fact that it's a capitalistic system in society here, and the whole point of any of these folks who are making money is to make more of it, regardless of anything else, from our healthcare system as well. So if people are sick, who cares about getting them better? We're talking about making money off their sicknesses. And as soon as people start acknowledging it, and I wish more people actually asked it directly for folks who are opponents of things like that. So what do you think the NRA is there to do? What is it you think the healthcare system is there to do? Our for-profit healthcare system is there to do when it's literally to make a profit? So why wouldn't they continuously off the backs of people who are sick or people who are then scared? That's when you factor in our politicians and our pundits who continually to no end scare people into thinking no matter what, we need more of these damn guns. And at the end of it all, this last clip from Trump at this NRA event, it illustrates it perfectly, because if you're talking about gun rights and my Second Amendment rights and I get to shoot you in the face because I don't like what it looks like, it all leads back to this point. And this is what he was there for.
And if you take a look, this week's morning console poll, I led the field by 33 points with Trump 56, DeSantis 23, Pence 5, and Nikki Haley, it's a beauty. She's at 4, and Abbott's at 1. I don't think Abbott's going to run.
Donald Trump is there to promote his I was going to say fledgling third shot at running for president, but I guess it's not that fledgling. He's just out there to promote himself. It's a political event, and they're there to convince people to vote for them. It's a me situation, and they definitely don't care about what it is that they're peddling.
You know what people are saying, JR? They're saying there's a term for Donald Trump, but not a second.
They are saying it. I hadn't heard it, but I'm glad you told me that. For the first smile I've cracked today, so thank you. I appreciate you.